Welcome back to the Breakfast Club. Let's take you now to our person of interest. The next guest is a voice you can't ignore. Bold in her storytelling, but she's also effortless in her craft. Trained in Hindustani classical music since the age of 5, she grew up steeped in an entertainment family, yet carved her own lane in the industry. She's performed with legends like Leslie Lewis, Shankar Mahadevan and Shan.
She has also delivered charting singles like Boondon Mein and Tu Hai Mera and has built a career that thrives both on stage and in the studio. Today, she joins us to talk about her journey so far, her music, the moments that shaped her, and what's really up for her next. Kavya, hi there. How are you doing? Good morning. Let's start with Boondon Mein, a bold narrative for the Hindi audience. Tell us more. What made you talk about this story in this way?
So like you rightly said, it is an extremely bold and sensuous visual narrative, and when you even hear the audio, it's treated with that level of sensuality and that level of oomphness that we call in the audio as well. So it's a great package, and the reason I wanted to do this because, you know, owning up to who you really are, and if that also means that there is a personality that I have of being a bit of a sensual, bold, for the lack of a better word, sexy girl, I always have a bit of that shade in a lot of my music that I approach towards as well. So I said Boondon Mein has to be my all-out zone, because I've always been trying to cover it up with a little bit of bubbliness in my previous songs, or a little bit of, you know, a coyness in my previous songs. But this time I said no. I think it's high time that I own up to it, and I did it, and I did it with absolute ease and you know, a lot of confidence, because I totally believed in it, and I totally believed in myself to kind of portray this side of my personality as an artist. And for the Hindi audiences, it is as bold as it could get, but I'm extremely glad for all the love that I've been receiving, and it's so liberating for an artist to take a step like that and then be received with so much love and appreciation and a pat on my back saying, wow, it takes courage. So I feel very happy.
Can we maybe get a few lines from Boondon Mein just for our viewers?
Breakfast Club is going to turn into a bit of a quite oomphy and a sensuous place right now. So let me go for it. मैं बारिशों की बूंदों में और तू मस्ती में मुझे झलके, मुझको छू जो लिया अनजाने क्या किया, भावनाओं से बहका मेरा दिल, ना जाने क्यों चल रहा मेरा जहां, तुम चलाई हल्के बूंदों में ऐसी बारिशों में, चल रहा मेरा जहां, तुम चलाई हल्के बूंदों में तेरे होठों पे बारिश की बूंदें, वो मैं हूँ.
How lovely.
I love that wo main hoon.
Yeah.
Really a lot of oomph in that song. But Kavya, tell us, how surreal was that collaboration for you?
Oh wow. So basically this has been one of my biggest collaborations that I've ever been a part of. And I've been mentored by Leslie sir for the last 6 years. So Leslie Lewis has been an integral part of my journey. But when he brought this song and he said that, you know, we should do something like that, I mean, you've heard Leslie Lewis music. It's never going to be, it's always been hutke, it's always been out of the box, always. So I consider myself very lucky as an upcoming pop icon that, you know, like I'm treading lines that I think independent music, the sound, I'm trying to bring that shift, and that's because of the opportunities that I'm getting. So Leslie sir is one aspect of that opportunity, because he's composed this song, he's also written this song for me, and it has been such a wonderful journey with him, with this, in relation to this song, because like when I sang it for you right now, the phrasing, the way I sing it, it's not the usual. You don't hear it every day. So that one was a challenge, and Leslie sir pushes me all the time. That's why I love working with him. I love being a part of his melodies and a part of his compositions. And the cherry, I think that my entire song got complete with Colin Leonard actually agreeing to master this song and be a part of this song. I think for me that was one of my biggest win.
You started learning Hindustani music very, very young, I believe, I think 5 or 6. When did it feel like this is it? Music is, the thing I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life.
I was born into an entertainment family, so it came very naturally to me in the beginning. And like at 5, my father I used to sing here and there, and my father said that, she has the talent, let's put her into a singing class. And that's when my journey started with Hindustani classical. But I think till 16, I was just doing it because my dad and my mom, they really wanted me to do it, honestly. Like that was you can say that was the purpose for my primitive years of learning music. I just did it because I had to do it. I just did it. But I think I started falling in love with the craft, say when I turned 20. And I'm saying that because I know my journey from 5 to 20. I know the amount of distractions that I had while I was trying to complete my education, and because whoever came to my house, they saw me a certain way, so they would tell my parents, and they would tell me as well that, why doesn't she get into acting, or why doesn't she get into modeling, or when I went into college, I started doing everything but music. So slowly I felt in my teenage years, music started to take a backseat. But they say when your calling is that, and when you're meant to do it, you'll always come around and come back to it again and again and again. And I think my journey with music has been that.
Lovely. Kavya, on The Breakfast Club, we've had so many conversations around independent music with independent artists. So tell us about your journey a little bit, and what perhaps was the most defining chapter, memory or phase of your journey as an independent artist?
I think it has to be Boondo Mein. And the reason I say this is because, prior to Tu Hai Mera, I had released my self-titled debut EP called Kavya Jones, which had 2 very prominent singles in them called Aaja Meri Baahon Mein and Behek Gayi Main. When I was singing those songs, I was still pretty new to the field of independent music, trying to figure what my sound is like. What is my chap as an artist? I was just trying to figure how can I sound different, and how can I put myself out of the box and break the mundane tones that I have been exposed to, or the sounds that I have been exposed to. Like I said, because my collaboration with Leslie Lewis has given me those wings, that because he thinks out of the box, then he actually mentored me and put me into this zone in my first EP. I got a lot of appreciation for that, but with appreciation comes also the noise, right? The noise also sets in, and a lot of industry professionals started telling me that, Kavya, this is great, this music is great, but I think you should make something more commercial. And as a young artist, you will, fall into the trappings of the business, and you want to kind of also be accepted commercially, quote unquote. And that's why the birth of Tu Hai Mera happened. If you hear Tu Hai Mera, it's an extremely pop, dance pop, commercial kind of a sound. And because Tu Hai Mera became one of my massive hits in the public eye, everybody told me just follow it up with the same thing. Because when ek cheez chalta hai, then that's the thing you feel like, okay, let's follow it up with the other one. So Oo Mere Dil Mein Tu I was following up for Tu Hai Mera.
We've also heard as you're saying that you're incredible live. So if we could even get you to maybe sing us another snippet now. If you had to pick one song, yours or someone else's, that you never fails to get the crowd going, really, really on their feet as we saw in those visuals, what would it be? Could we maybe hear a snippet?
I mean, when you asked me this question, the answer already was in my mind. So I'm not going to think. It was Lag Ja Gale, and it is Lag Ja Gale.
Wow.
So before I tell you what I feel when I sing Lag Ja Gale and how the audiences react to it, I'll sing a few lines for you. हमको मिली है आज ये घड़ियाँ नसीब से लग जा गले कि फिर ये हंसी रात हो न हो शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो लग जा गले. That's the song that has given me so much love, and every time I sing it, the audiences are clapping away and they connect so much to it. And the reason I say this because for all the audiences out here also, there's a version of I did a cover for Sarigama, and I reinterpreted this song in my way, and it gives me immense joy that Sarigama, who is the original label of this song, they accepted my version, and it's so highly appreciated by a lot of audiences.
Lovely. I think I almost got carried away there for a second. But Kavya, as an independent artist, we've spoken about all the ups. We've heard you sing. You've almost given us a glimpse of what it's like, how people go tapping to your music. But tell us about the tough parts as well.
I just feel that musically we are in fantastic times, honestly. This narrative of, yes, Bollywood will always be I wouldn't say an overpowering sort of an industry, but yes, it is something that we have been exposed to from the 70s, 60s, 40s. I mean, that's the only form of music we consumed. So film music was the only form of music that we consumed. Independent has been a recent and a very the magnanimity of indie pop music has been quite recent. I mean, I will not take it from, 90s indie pop had started, but again it died down because of Bollywood coming into the face of it. But today when I see as an independent artist, we're still here to stay. I mean, no way Bollywood is reducing, right? It's always there, it's always going to be there. But I feel that look at the independent artists who are gaining so much love and so much appreciation in today's time, where there is, say, like singers like Pratik Kuhar's, or there's this young singer called Jeannie. I mean, they get so much love by the audiences, and they are not necessarily Bollywood artists or even have a single song in Bollywood. So today the industry is growing, and the independent industry is growing, and we have so many avenues opened out. There are so many places where we can take our music and perform. The venues have opened out for us. We have so much international collaborations that we can see. The world of music is getting smaller. It's not just Indian music and Western music anymore. It's so great to see even singers from India who sing English songs. They have their bit of a fan base that's popping out. So it's a great time to be an independent artist.
Tell us, Kavya, what's next for you? A collaboration? Are we going to see more music coming out of a different genre? Tell us more.
So I think my like I said, this was the biggest of my biggest collaborations, which was with Colin Leonard and Leslie Lewis. And yeah, I am doing something with him. I'm doing a lot of projects also in the West. So I'm very, very excited for you guys to kind of, for my Indian audiences to experience me in another avatar. I'm not going to stop at one. Boondon Mein is just the beginning, and there's lots to do. Genre switch, that's the surprise that I will leave you with, because my fan base wouldn't have seen me in the next thing that I'm doing. I think my fan base is going to be a little shocked with that. So I'm just going to leave you with a little bit of that, because I've always sorry, but I just want to say I've never been an artist who drops a teaser and drops things like that. I just dropped the song. I think that's really worked well for me, because I've always tried to push the edge with every song. And when I dropped Boondon Mein, the album cover, it did create a lot of rage, and that's how I am, and that's why my tagline is unmissable, unstoppable, explosive.
Well,
So I leave my audiences feeling like that.